I survived a hospital bed for 30 days, only to come home and find out I no longer had a home. The smell of disinfectant still clung to my clothes when my son finally picked me up from the hospital. A month earlier, I had been rushed in after a stroke scare. Doctors said I was lucky. I thought so too, because I believed I still had my family. My son, Daniel, smiled as he helped me into the car. His wife, Laura, didn't come. He said she was busy preparing the house for my return. That sentence warmed my heart more than the blanket on my lap. All the way home, I imagined my old armchair by the window, my faded curtains, the creaky stairs I knew better than my own bones. That house was my life. I had raised Daniel there after his father died. Every brick held a memory. But when we arrived, something felt wrong. The front yard was full of unfamiliar cars. Children's shoes were scattered on the porch. New curtains hung in the windows, bright, loud ones I would never choose. I turned to Daniel, confused. Did we have guests? He didn't meet my eyes. Inside, the living room was completely different. My photographs were gone. My bookshelf was empty. The couch I had saved for years to buy was replaced with a cheap floral one. Then I saw them. Laura's parents sat at my dining table, eating dinner like they owned the place. Her sister's kids ran through the hallway, laughing. I stood there, frozen, my heart pounding harder than it ever did in the hospital. "What is this?" I whispered. Daniel finally spoke, his voice shaking. "Mom, while you were in the hospital, we thought it would be better if Laura's family stayed here." "Stayed?" Laura appeared from the kitchen and smiled politely, like I was a distant relative visiting for tea. "Welcome back," she said. "You must be tired." I was. But I had no idea how tired I was about to become. I asked the question that made the room go silent. "How long are they staying?" Laura exchanged a look with Daniel. That look carried an answer I wasn't ready to hear. "Well," she said slowly, "this is their house now." The words hit me harder than any diagnosis. "My house," I corrected softly. "This is my house." Daniel sighed like I was being unreasonable. "Mom, please don't make this harder. While you were sick, we handled things." "Handled what?" I asked. "I was in the hospital, not dead." Laura crossed her arms. "My parents were struggling. You were alone anyway. The house was just sitting here. Just sitting there." I learned the truth piece by piece, like reopening a wound. While I lay in a hospital bed, barely able to speak some days, my son had signed papers. Not a sale, something worse. A temporary transfer, he called it. Utilities changed. Rooms reassigned. My bedroom turned into a storage space. And me? They had prepared a solution. "You can stay with us," Daniel said quickly. "In the guest room." Guest room. In the house I paid for. In the house I cried in. In the house I survived in. That night, I lay on a narrow bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to strangers laugh in my kitchen. No one asked how I felt. No one asked if I agreed. I felt invisible. The next morning, I overheard Laura's mother say, "At least she won't be here long." Something inside me finally broke. I wasn't weak. I wasn't confused. I was betrayed. So I did the only thing I could do. I stopped begging. I started planning. 3 days later, I left the house quietly with a small bag. Daniel thought I was being dramatic. Laura didn't even say goodbye. What they didn't know was this: the house was still legally mine. The papers Daniel signed meant nothing without my consent. And the lawyer I had worked with years ago, an old friend, confirmed it in one phone call. I filed a formal notice. Within a week, a court order arrived. Laura's family had 30 days to leave. The shock on Daniel's face when he read it was something I will never forget. "Mom, how could you do this to us?" I looked at him calmly. How could you do this to me? He had no answer. Laura cried. Her parents shouted. They called me heartless, cruel, selfish. But for the first time in years, I felt strong. I returned to my house after they left. It was quiet again. Empty, but peaceful. I rehung my old curtains. I placed my photographs back on the walls. Daniel still visits sometimes. We speak carefully now, like strangers learning each other again. I didn't lose my son that day. I lost the illusion that love means surrender. Sometimes, standing up for yourself looks like betrayal to people who benefited from your silence. If this story moved you, like it, share it, and comment below. Never let anyone take what's yours just because you were too sick, too kind, or too quiet to fight back.